You're making a mistake right now, and I say this with love. The mistake is thinking that this message is just another video. Just more words, just more noise in a world that never stops talking. I need you to slow down. I need you to listen carefully. Because what I'm about to speak over you is not random, and it's not for everyone. I'm not here to entertain you. I'm not here to fill space. I'm here because I believe, I know, that heaven is trying to get your attention right now. I understand you. I know you've watched so many videos like this. I've done it too. I've clicked, hoping this one would finally be different. Hoping something would finally shift. And most of the time, nothing happened. But this moment is not like that. Something is different. And if you leave early, if you half listen, if you let distraction steal this from you, you may miss a word that was meant to land directly on your life. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to waste your time. I won't dress this up with empty hype or spiritual noise. I'm going straight to the point. God is about to put your name on a blessing you didn't pay for. And I need you to sit with that. Because your mind immediately wants to argue. Your past wants to interrupt. Your mistakes want to speak louder than truth. But stay with me. Have you ever noticed how the biggest shifts in life don't come with warnings? One moment feels ordinary, and the next moment changes everything. I've lived that. I remember seasons where I felt invisible, overlooked, and tired of trying so hard just to stay afloat. I did everything right, and still nothing moved. And then, without effort, without begging, without force, something shifted. Not because I earned it, but because it was time. That's why you need to watch until the very end. Not because of me, but because clarity often comes in layers. What you hear at the start prepares you for what you'll understand later. This message is a sequence, not a soundbite. And somewhere in it, there is confirmation meant to hit your spirit like a wake-up call. So ask yourself this as we begin. What if this is the moment I stop striving and start receiving? What if this is the confirmation I've been asking for in silence? Stay with me. Listen closely. Your name is already being spoken. I want you to hear this as clearly as possible. There is a divine announcement being released over your life right now. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Now. And the mistake most people make is assuming that when God moves, it always looks loud or dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it comes as a whisper that only your spirit recognizes. But make no mistake, your season is shifting, and it is shifting in His favor. I know you've been measuring progress by effort. I did the same thing. I thought if I just pushed harder, stayed disciplined longer, proved myself more, then maybe God would respond. But that mindset wears you down. It drains you, and it blinds you to something greater. Because what is coming into your life is not the result of striving. It is the result of divine intention and perfect timing. You didn't force this door open. You didn't manipulate the outcome. You didn't outwork everyone else to deserve it. This is God stepping into your ordinary routine and interrupting it with supernatural purpose. That's how He works. He specializes in unexpected grace, grace that shows up unannounced and changes everything. One phone call, one opportunity, one connection, one moment that makes you step back and say, "This couldn't have been me." I've seen it happen. I've lived it. There were times I felt like nothing was happening, like heaven was silent. But silence does not mean absence. It often means preparation. While you thought nothing was moving, God was aligning things you couldn't see. He was placing resources in hidden places. He was storing provision where human effort could never reach. There is a promise that says, God reveals hidden treasures and riches stored in secret places. That means what's coming to you was never on public display. It wasn't obvious. It wasn't accessible through normal paths. And that's intentional. So when it arrives, there is no confusion about who did it. You won't be able to take credit, and neither will anyone else. This moment is rooted in grace, not works, not performance, not perfection. Grace means you couldn't earn it even if you tried. And that's uncomfortable for the ego, but freeing for the soul. Because if this depended on you, you'd always fear losing it. But since it comes from God, it carries His signature, and what God signs, He sustains. You're about to experience something that makes it obvious this was orchestrated by Him. The timing will be too precise. The outcome will be too complete. The peace that comes with it will be too real. And people will ask, how did that happen? And all you'll be able to say is, it had to be God. So don't dismiss this moment. Don't downplay what you're sensing. This is an announcement, not of what you've done, but of what God is about to do for you. Your season is shifting. And this time, it's not because you pushed harder. It's because grace stepped in. And here's where your mind may try to resist what your spirit already knows. Because if this really is God's doing, then it challenges everything you were taught about earning, deserving, and qualifying. What if the very thing you thought disqualified you is the reason heaven chose you? I need you to let this sink in, because this is where your thinking starts to fight back. What God is about to do for you will not make sense to logic. It won't fit neatly into the rules you were taught about earning, deserving, or qualifying. And that's intentional. This blessing is not arriving because you checked every box. It's arriving because you were chosen. I know how uncomfortable that sounds. I have wrestled with it myself. I remember sitting with the weight of my own flaws, replaying my mistakes, telling myself, maybe I'm not ready yet. Maybe I still need to fix more things. And maybe you've said that too. Maybe you've delayed hope because you thought you had to become someone else first. But heaven is reminding you right now that sonship comes before stewardship. You belong before you perform. This blessing defies human systems. Humans rank. Humans measure. Humans compare. But God bypasses all of that. He opens doors effort alone could never touch. You could spend your entire life trying to qualify yourself for what God can release in a moment. And when it happens, it won't be because you finally proved something. It will be because grace spoke louder than your resume. I want to be very clear with you. Grace is not a reward for laziness. It's a declaration of relationship. If this were based on works, someone could boast. Someone could say, I earned this. But what's coming into your life will silence pride. Even you will know you didn't engineer it. And that's why it will change you. It will humble you and heal you at the same time. There is power being released to establish promises, not just provision. God doesn't bless randomly. He blesses intentionally. What looks like unearned favor to others is actually covenant fulfillment in motion. Your name is being connected to provision not because of your performance, but because of His promise. And promises don't expire because of delay, weakness, or doubt. You may feel unqualified, but qualification was never the requirement. Availability was. Trust was. And even when your trust wavered, God's faithfulness didn't. That's why this blessing is coming with such force. It's correcting the lie that you have to earn love, earn favor, earn access. You don't. You receive it. So when it arrives, don't shrink. Don't apologize for it. Don't sabotage it with guilt. Stand in it with gratitude. This is not about what you did right. It's about who God is. And He chose you on purpose. But let me ask you something honestly. If this blessing is truly yours, why are you still running yourself into the ground trying to reach it? What if you were never meant to chase what God already assigned? What if favor isn't lost, but looking for you right now? Listen to me closely, because this will set you free from exhaustion. You are not required to chase what God has already assigned to you. Read that again in your spirit. You don't have to run yourself into the ground trying to catch what heaven has already released. Divine favor does not need help finding you. It knows your name. It knows your address. And it arrives right on schedule. I know you felt forgotten. I've been there too. Seasons where it felt like everyone else was moving forward while I was stuck in place, questioning if I missed my moment. But here's what I learned. Delay is not denial, and obscurity is not abandonment. Sometimes God hides you not to punish you, but to protect you until the timing is right. This season you're entering will expose the difference between human access and divine access. Humans need connections. God needs consent. Humans open doors temporarily. God opens doors permanently. What's coming to you won't require you to beg, manipulate, or over-explain yourself. It will feel effortless in a way that shocks you, because when God moves, striving stops. Favor flows from alignment, not anxiety. From steadfast love, not stress. And even when you didn't feel strong, your decision to keep walking uprightly mattered more than you realized. God withholds no good thing, and that includes the things you thought were lost to time. I want you to understand this deeply. What is coming will find you, even in places you thought were forgotten. Even if you feel off the map. Even if you think you took a wrong turn. Favor doesn't need visibility. It needs permission. And your quiet endurance has been permission enough. So stop chasing validation. Stop running after doors God never assigned to you. What belongs to you is already moving in your direction. Your only job is to stay open, stay faithful, and stay ready. And this is where it gets uncomfortable for systems, opinions, and limitations that told you no. Because when God decides to move, He doesn't knock politely on human rules. He overrides them, and what's coming won't ask permission to arrive. I need you to listen to this slowly, because this truth will break a mindset that has been limiting you for years. God is not confined by the systems that have tried to define you. He is not restricted by economy, by titles, by background, by age, by gender, by past mistakes, or by human approval. And the biggest mistake you can make right now is assuming that the rules that blocked you before will also block what God is about to release. I understand why you think that way. I've thought that way too. I used to believe that if I didn't fit the system, I couldn't succeed within it. If I didn't have the right connections, the right credentials, the right timing, then doors would stay closed. But what God showed me, and what He's showing you now, is that when He decides to bless you, He doesn't ask permission from systems designed to exclude you. He overrides them. Human systems reward visibility. God rewards obedience. Human systems promote familiarity. God promotes faithfulness. Humans look at history. God looks at destiny. That's why when His blessing arrives, it often shocks the room. People start asking questions not because you announced anything, but because what's happening to you doesn't follow the usual pattern. There are promotions you didn't apply for, access you didn't campaign for, opportunities you didn't chase. And that's not accidental. That's intentional. God can elevate you in environments where others overlook you. He can cause your name to be mentioned in rooms you've never stepped into. He can shift decisions in your favor without you even being present. And when that happens, you'll realize how small human systems really are compared to divine authority. What you couldn't purchase, God releases through purpose. What money couldn't unlock, alignment opens. What effort couldn't force, grace delivers. And I know part of you struggles with that because you've been trained to believe everything must be earned. But this is not about bypassing responsibility. It's about recognizing sovereignty. God is not trying to prove your worth. He already settled that. He's revealing His power through your life. This blessing will not fight resistance. It will bypass it. It won't argue with opposition. It will move around it. It won't beg for approval. It already has heaven's signature on it. And once God approves something, delay is temporary and denial is impossible. That's why this moment feels different. You're not striving for it. You're being positioned for it. I want you to understand this deeply. God takes pleasure in giving you the kingdom, not because you demanded it, but because He delights in blessing His children. This isn't forceful. This isn't stressful. This is intentional generosity. And when it arrives, it will come with peace, not panic. Clarity, not confusion. Stability, not fear. From His fullness, you are about to receive grace upon grace. Not just enough to survive, but enough to overflow. Enough to bless others. Enough to remind you that lack was never your destiny. And when this blessing manifests, it will change the way you pray. You'll stop begging and start trusting. You'll stop fearing loss and start stewarding abundance. So don't fear systems that seem bigger than you. Don't fear rejection, delays, or closed doors. God specializes in override. And what He is releasing now will stand as undeniable proof that when He decides to bless you, no structure, no policy, no opinion, and no obstacle can stop it. But before you celebrate what's about to change around you, pause, because God is never just after your environment. He's after your heart, your identity, your future posture. And if you're not ready for that inner shift, this blessing will stretch you more than you expect. I need you to understand this, because if you miss it, you'll misunderstand the purpose of what God is about to release. This blessing is not just about changing what you have. It's about changing who you are becoming. God's blessings are never shallow. They never stop at money, access, or opportunity. They go deeper. They touch your identity, your confidence, your faith, and your direction. And that's why this season will feel intense in ways you didn't expect. I've been in moments where I asked God for change, and when it came, it challenged me more than it comforted me. Maybe you felt that tension too. You prayed for growth, but growth stretched you. You asked for increase, but increase required maturity. And that's exactly what's happening now. This blessing will stretch your faith, not to break you, but to expand you. It will deepen your dependence on God in a way comfort never could. You see, when God blesses you, He's not just answering a prayer. You're stepping into responsibility. Not pressure, but purpose. And the mistake many people make is thinking blessings are rewards for the finish line, when often they are tools for the journey ahead. What's coming into your life is preparing you for what's next, not just rescuing you from what was. This season will expose what you truly trust. When you had little, you leaned hard on God. Now He's asking, Will you still lean on me when you have more? That question is not meant to scare you. It's meant to anchor you. Because God never replaces devotion with provision. He refines your character alongside your increase. I want to speak directly to you here. You will steward this blessing with humility. You won't become arrogant. You won't forget where you came from. You won't lose your compassion. Why? Because you remember the nights you prayed silently. You remember the moments you almost gave up. And that memory will keep you grounded. God supplies abundantly so you can abound in every good work. Not so you can hoard. Not so you can prove anything. But so your life becomes a channel, not a container. And when you live that way, blessing stops being heavy and starts being joyful. You won't fear losing it because you'll know where it came from. This blessing will refine you, not distract you. It will sharpen your discernment. It will strengthen your gratitude. It will cause you to pause more often and say, God, thank you. And in that gratitude, you'll feel closer to Him than ever before. God's plans for you are not for harm. They are for hope and a future. And this moment, right now, is part of that plan unfolding. So don't resist the inner change happening alongside the outer one. This blessing is shaping you for longevity, not just a highlight moment. And when you look back, you'll realize God didn't just change your situation. He changed you. And once this blessing lands, life will never feel the same again. Because increase doesn't just ask what will you do with it. It asks who will you become now that God trusted you with more. This is where everything comes together. Because what God is releasing into your life is not just for you. It's through you. This blessing will become a testimony. Not the loud kind that brags, but the quiet kind that makes people lean in and ask, how did you make it through that? And you'll know the answer wasn't strength alone. It was grace. I learned something important, and I want you to hear it clearly. Obedience prepares you for what favor sustains. There were moments you didn't understand why God asked you to walk away, to wait, to stay disciplined when no one was watching. But now you're seeing it. Those choices built the foundation for what's arriving now. This blessing does not mark the end of God's work in your life. It marks the beginning of a new chapter. A deeper one. A more meaningful one. God doesn't start things He doesn't intend to finish. And what He began in you, through the struggle, through the waiting, through the uncertainty, He is faithful to complete. Gratitude will become your language in this season. Not forced gratitude, but natural gratitude. You'll wake up aware. You'll move differently. You'll speak differently. Because you'll know how close you came to giving up and how faithful God was when you didn't see a way forward. And I want you to be careful here, not cautious in fear, but careful in trust. Don't rush ahead of God. Don't assume you no longer need guidance. Favor doesn't replace wisdom. Blessing doesn't remove dependence. In fact, it deepens it. You'll trust God not just for provision, but for direction. All glory belongs to God for what is unfolding. And you won't struggle to give Him that glory, because you know this story couldn't have been written by human hands. This is divine authorship, divine timing, divine intention. So walk forward in faith, not rushed, not anxious, grounded, confident, aware that your name has already been spoken in heaven. What's coming is secure. What's unfolding is purposeful. And what God is doing now will echo far beyond this moment. Stay grateful. Stay humble. Stay trusting. This is only the beginning. You've heard the message, and now I want you to do something different. Don't rush past this moment. Don't scroll. Don't distract yourself. What God is doing right now is not just informational, it's transformational. This is the moment where what you heard becomes what you receive. So wherever you are, I want you to lean in, open your heart, and pray this with me, not as a listener, but as a participant. Father God, I come to you right now, not rushed, not distracted, but aware that you are here with me. I quiet my mind, I steady my heart, and I acknowledge that this moment is holy. I believe you are speaking to me personally. I believe you see me, you know me, and you've called me by name. Right now, I release the weight I've been carrying. I let go of striving, of guilt, of shame, and of exhaustion. I release the lie that says I must earn your love. I release the fear that I've missed my chance. I release every burden that was never mine to carry. I choose rest over pressure and trust over control. God, remind me who I am in you. I am not an orphan. I am your child. I am not forgotten. I am chosen. I am not behind. I am aligned with your timing. I receive my identity as loved, accepted, and called. I stand before you not because I'm perfect, but because I belong. Today, I boldly declare with my own mouth, you are putting my name on a blessing I didn't pay for. This blessing is rooted in grace, not performance. It is released by your hand, not my effort. I receive what you have prepared for me. I refuse to disqualify myself from what you already approved. I surrender my timeline to you, God. I let go of anxiety about how and when it will happen. I choose trust over fear, patience over panic. Even when I don't see it yet, I believe you are working. I will not rush ahead of you, and I will not give up on you. I rest in the confidence that your timing is perfect. Now, I receive your peace over my life. I receive clarity, confidence, and quiet assurance. I receive favor that cannot be explained or denied. I receive gratitude in advance for what is unfolding. Let my life become a testimony of your grace. And I give you all the glory for what you are already doing. Amen. Wait. Don't leave yet. What you just prayed unlocks something, but every unlocking comes with a next instruction. There is still a word meant to seal what heaven has started in you, and if you stay, you'll understand why this moment matters more than you think. I need you to hear this as a personal invitation, not pressure, because when God puts your name on a blessing you didn't pay for, He often asks you to become a vessel so others can receive what they haven't paid for either. Every seed you sow into this mission becomes light carried into someone else's darkness, oil poured into someone else's wounds, manna reaching someone who was about to give up. I hear the Father saying, as you release, I will multiply. As you pour out, I will fill you again. This is not about money. It's about movement, about keeping the fire burning so souls can encounter God right where they are. If this word fed you, strengthened you, or reminded you that heaven hasn't forgotten your name, then this is your divine appointment to help carry it forward. I bless your giving in advance. May it return to you pressed down, overflowing, and protected from loss. Do not delay this moment. Act now. Use Super Thanks, membership, or PayPal through the description, and become part of what God is building. If this message spoke directly to you, I want you to hype this video right now. When you hype it, you're helping push this word to someone whose name is also about to be called by God, but they don't know it yet. Hype it like you believe God is putting names on blessings, and then like this video as an act of agreement with what heaven has declared over you. Before you go, I want you to do something prophetic. Comment below and declare, "My name is on a blessing I didn't pay for." Write it, own it, and let your words align with heaven. And if you're carrying a specific prayer request, something you need God to move on, put it in the comments. We are praying with you, believing that grace will meet you exactly where you are. Don't walk this journey alone. Let this channel become your daily altar, your shield of faith, your reminder that God is near. Subscribe today. Amen.